What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is your boy Adamslink. How you guys doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you guys are watching this video from. Thank God it's Friday, and we have so much to discuss, guys. Firstly, President Muhammadu Buhari just recently told us that we should be patient. He said, "Wait patiently and allow our legal system to run its course." I believe he was referring to those presidential candidates that are currently in court, and also to Nigerians who are trying to fight each other over the court, the general election. He said, "Wait patiently." But, and I also believe that he's talking to the opposition party, the APC, the Labour Party, the PDP, all the parties. But Nigeria politics is not for the faint-hearted in Nigeria. I don't know if you guys are watching what is currently happening now to Labour Party. Over the past few days, they have been trying to bring out their ways to make sure to just disorganize Labour Party. Firstly, it was on Peter Obi, the religious war, and Peter Obi supporters obedient being destructive. No, they tried to paint that matter. I'm just trying to be plain, to be honest, with the way I'm seeing it. Religious war, obedient are very, very harsh. They are cyber bullies. They are this and that, trying to paint that narrative and everything. Even Wole Soyinka said that he told Peter Obi the people that will cause him this election will be the obedient. Well, he said his own, and there are so many other stuff as well. But right now, they are trying to eat Labour Party inside out. They're trying to eat Labour Party inside out. And this is the beauty of politics in Nigeria. As a politician, do not expect fair play. Do not expect your opponent to be reasonable and responsible enough to follow the due process. If you are expecting Nigerian politicians to not dig out unnecessary things about you, then I don't think you are ready to be a Nigerian politician. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. In even most of the world, that is how politics is. No, you are in court, good and fine, but we still have so much damages to do to you. We still have to, if we have the opportunity to infiltrate into your party, we're going to do it. And it's within their rights. Let us be honest. It's within their rights. Now, the Labour Party chairman apparently was sacked by some few Labour Party members. And they immediately reinstated the vice, Lamidi Apapa, as the acting Labour Party chairman. They went to court. According to Sahara reporters, one of the headlines said, Labour Party sacked National Chairman Julius Aburi, appoint acting chairman Lamidi Apapa. And the Labour Party chairman said, I remain National Chairman. Aburi rejects illegitimate Labour Party executive. This is the problem that we are having with Nigerian parties. No one is like, no, we cannot trust Nigerian parties. Let me be completely honest, including the Labour Party. If they are now having trouble with themselves, we can't trust them. That is why it's encouraging. Please, as Nigerians, do not look at party to vote for your candidates, because those parties are still the same old people from other parties who didn't have their way. They will come back to form a new party. So if you want to vote, please look at character. Look at the personality of that person. Look at the core value of that person before voting. Even if that person is an APC member or a PDP member, and you know this guy have principles, this guy can deliver, vote for him. This is what I was talking about. We shouldn't give any party in Nigeria so much power, because we are all Nigerians. They are all Nigerians. It is impossible. It is not possible for Labour Party to tell a PDP former member not to join their party. There is money involved. So that's why you need to look at character of an individual before voting. I am not a Labour Party member. In fact, I don't ever want to be any party member. Why can't you just say so are Nigerians? Those voters. Tell them you are not a party member. You voted for who individual that you want to vote for. If that person is a party bearer, okay, PDP, you vote for that person through the PDP, but you are voting for that person. See what is happening to them. They are fighting each other now. And they are putting the blame on Tinubu. They said APC, Tinubu camp are the one infiltrating into Labour Party, trying to eat it inside out. Well, it might be true, but are we then going to say, oh, APC, you are not playing a fair game? They are playing a fair game. They have the opportunity to infiltrate, and they will do it. That is politics for you. Don't have any heartache towards it. The only thing I have sadness towards is that you do not allow people to choose. Allow us to vote, and our vote will be counted. The way you guys run your affair, the way you guys go about your kurukere way is none of my business. But do not rig election. That's it. That's the only thing I'm fighting. I'm not fighting APC. I'm not fighting PDP, and I'm not talking against. I'm not talking against PDP. I'm not talking against APC. I'm not talking against Labour Party. All I'm talking against is that allow our election to be free and fair. I don't give a damn about party. Look at what is happening now. I said it. They were the one that brought in this guy into it. All those people that are agitated, trying to remove the current RT chairman, they are Labour Party members. It's not as if they were Labour Party few days ago. No, they have been there. They have been there. All in the name of trying to stop. Just to slow down the issue, just to disorganize them. According to Charlie Boy said, APC, please stop this nonsense. You now say make we go court. We don't go court now. You now go take you now head carry the wahala you now want create.
Party office is under attack. All the doors at the national headquarters have been broken, and they have entered the office, purportedly trying to hold a meeting in the office. That meeting is not authorized by me. It's not authorized by the National Working Committee. The Labour Party is under serious attack, personally and individually, because of the case we have against the APC in courts. All of this blackmail, all of this attack is tailored towards destroying the mandate that has been freely given to us by Nigerians. Nigerians must rise to the occasion, defend their country, defend democracy, and defend the Labour Party. Thank you.
Now, they're coming from the chairman, the current chairman, who they are trying to impeach. And let me read what Damu said recently. You know, the APC members are not even denying it all. They are not denying being the people who are trying to scatter the whole Labour Party. The APC people. Adamu Gaba said, the new leadership of the Labour Party should, as a matter of urgency, disassociate themselves from IPOB-driven obedience, reject ESN patron Peter Obi and his Senditic, VP candidate Dante, accept defeat, congratulate APC, and withdraw all legal charges from the court to save their sanity. It shouldn't be a problem about this court. People should go to court and exercise their fundamental human rights. In fact, APC members should be able encouraging the Labour Party to go to court. Why you? That's to tell you, I keep saying it. They have something. They have serious case. Serious case. Because if they do not have serious case, I don't know why anyone will be panicking. And let me just read you some few cases. Babatunde said the number one case from Peter Obi, he said, number one, from that document, he said, did Bola Tinubu forfeit 460K to the United States government on charges of money laundering? Second, was Kassim Shettima elected to represent APC in a senatorial election before he was nominated as vice president? 3. Did APC win up to 25% of the vote in Abuja? 4. Did INEC transmit live results from all polling units as stated in their own regulations? And so many other questions raised by Peter Obi petition at the Presidential Appeal Tribunal. These are the issue, nothing else. It's simple. Someone is in court, go to court, is in court, and they find a way. Well, this is politics for you, and we're still going to be looking them, stay following all the updates. And meanwhile, I believe that APC should even be encouraging Labour Party to go to court. Even encourage them. Encourage them, and if you guys are really sure you're going to win the case and you are sure your hands are clean, why not? Encourage them. Allow Labour Party to shout the shout they want to shout. Allow them to brag. Allow the obedient to roam around to shout. But if you guys are extremely sure that Nigerians voted for you, you won the election, and every little thing is clean and clear, allow them to go to court. It's their fundamental human right. Going to court is way more better than protest. It's way more better than an uprising. Let them go to court. Allow them. Why everybody just running enter skater? And again, there is this really popular female author, Chimamanda, who recently wrote to Joe Biden and told Joe Biden not to congratulate Tinubu. APC rep are very, very much angry about that. I'm going to play you the audio, the message. Well, firstly, according to media representative of Shettima and Tinubu, that is a bio, he said, "Dear President Joe Biden, please just trash the open letter by Chimamanda on Nigeria's election once it gets to your desk. She wrote fiction inspired by the monumental loss of a tribal man, Peter Obi."
Dear President Biden, something remarkable happened on the morning of February 25th, the day of the Nigerian presidential election. Many Nigerians went out to vote holding in their hearts a new sense of trust. Cautious trust, but still trust. Since the end of military rule in 1999, Nigerians have had little confidence in elections. To vote in a presidential election was to brace yourself for the inevitable aftermath: fraud. Elections would be rigged because elections were always rigged. The question was how badly. Sometimes voting felt like an inconsequential gesture as predetermined winners were announced. A law passed last year, the 2022 Electoral Act, changed everything. It gave legal backing to the electronic accreditation of voters and the electronic transmission of results in a process determined by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The chair of the commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, assured Nigerians that votes would be counted in the presence of voters and recorded in a results sheet, and that a photo of the signed sheet would immediately be uploaded to a secure server. When rumors circulated about the commission not keeping its word, Yakubu firmly rebutted them. Nigerians applauded him. If results were uploaded right after voting was concluded, then the ruling party, the All Progressives Congress, APC, which has been in power since 2015, would have no opportunity for manipulation. Technology would redeem Nigerian democracy. Results would no longer feature more votes than voters. Nigerians would no longer have their leaders chosen for them. Elections would finally capture the true voice of the people. And so trust and hope were born. By the evening of February 25th, 2023, that trust had dissipated. Election workers had arrived hours late or without basic election materials. There were reports of violence, of a shooting at a polling unit, and of political operatives stealing or destroying ballot boxes. Some law enforcement officers seemed to have colluded in voter intimidation. In Lagos, a policeman stood idly by as an APC spokesperson threatened members of a particular ethnic group who he believed would vote for the opposition. Most egregious of all, the Electoral Commission reneged on its assurance to Nigerians. The presidential results were not uploaded in real time. Voters, understandably suspicious, reacted. Videos from polling stations show voters shouting that results be uploaded right away. Many took cell phone photos of the result sheets. Curiously, many polling units were able to upload the results of the House and Senate elections, but not the presidential election. A relative who voted in Lagos told me, "We refused to leave the polling unit until the INEC staff uploaded the presidential result. The poor guy kept trying and kept getting an error message. There was no network problem. I had internet on my phone. My bank app was working. The Senate and House results were easily uploaded. So why couldn't the presidential results be uploaded on the same system?" Some electoral workers in polling units claimed that they could not upload results because they didn't have a password, an excuse that voters understood to be subterfuge. By the end of the day, it had become obvious that something was terribly amiss. No one was surprised when, by the morning of the 26th, social media became flooded with evidence of irregularities. Result sheets were now slowly being uploaded on the INEC portal and could be viewed by the public. Voters compared their cell phone photos with the uploaded photos and saw alterations, numbers crossed out and rewritten. Some originally written in black ink had been rewritten in blue, some blunderingly whited out with Tipex. The election had been not only rigged, but done in such a shoddy, shabby manner that it insulted the intelligence of Nigerians. Nigerian democracy had long been a two-party structure, power alternating between the APC and the People's Democratic Party, until this year, when the Labour Party, led by Peter Obi, became a third force. Obi was different. He seemed honest and accessible, and his vision of anti-corruption and self-sufficiency gave rise to a movement of supporters who called themselves Obidients. Unusually large, enthusiastic crowds turned up for his rallies. The APC considered him an upstart who could not win, because his small party lacked traditional structures. It is ironic that many images of altered result sheets showed votes overwhelmingly being transferred from the Labour Party to the APC. As vote counting began at INEC, representatives of different political parties, except for the APC, protested. The results being counted, they said, did not reflect what they had documented at the polling units. There were too many discrepancies. "There is no point progressing in error, Mr. Chairman. We are racing to nowhere," one party spokesperson said to Yakubu. "Let us get it right before we proceed with the collation." But the INEC chair, opaque-faced and lordly, refused. The counting continued swiftly until, at 4:10 a.m. on March 1st, the ruling party's candidate, Bola Tinubu, was announced as president-elect. A subterranean silence reigned across the country. Few people celebrated. Many Nigerians were in shock. "Why," my young cousin asked me, "did INEC not do what it said it would do?" It seemed truly perplexing that, in the context of a closely contested election in a low-trust society, the Electoral Commission would ignore so many glaring red flags in its rush to announce a winner. It had the power to pause vote counting, to investigate irregularities, as it would do in the governorship elections 2 weeks later. Rage is brewing, especially among young people. The discontent, the despair, the tension in the air have not been this palpable in years. How surprising then to see the US State Department congratulate Tinubu on March 1st. We understand that many Nigerians and some of the parties have expressed frustration about the manner in which the process was conducted and the shortcomings of technical elements that were used for the first time in a presidential election cycle, the spokesperson said. And yet the process was described as a competitive election that represents a new period for Nigerian politics and democracy. American intelligence surely cannot be so inept. A little homework, and they would know what is manifestly obvious to me and so many others. The process was imperiled not by technical shortcomings, but by deliberate manipulation. An editorial in the Washington Post echoed the State Department in intent, if not in affect. In an oddly infantilizing tone, as though intended to mollify the simple-minded, we are told that officials have asserted that technical glitches, not sabotage, were the issue, that much good came from the Nigerian elections, which are worth celebrating because, among other things, no one has blocked highways, as happened in Brazil after Jair Bolsonaro lost his re-election bid. We are also told that it is encouraging, first, that the losing candidates are pursuing their claims through the courts, though any casual observer of Nigerian politics would know that courts are the usual recourse after any election. The editorial has the imaginative poverty so characteristic of international coverage of African issues, no reading of the country's mood, no nuance or texture, but its intellectual laziness, unusual in such a rigorous newspaper, is astonishing. Since when does a respected paper unequivocally ascribe to benign malfunction something that may very well be malignant, just because government officials say so? There is a kind of cordial condescension in both the State Department's and the Washington Post's responses to the election. That the bar for what is acceptable has been so lowered can only be read as contempt. I hope, President Biden, that you do not personally share this cordial condescension. You have spoken of the importance of a global community for democracy and the need to stand up for justice and the rule of law. A global community for democracy cannot thrive in the face of apathy from its most powerful member. Why would the United States, which prioritizes the rule of law, endorse a president-elect who has emerged from an unlawful process? Compromised is a ubiquitous word in Nigeria's political landscape. It is used to mean bribed, but also corrupted more generally. They have been compromised, Nigerians will say, to explain so much that is wrong, from infrastructure failures to unpaid pensions. Many believe that the INEC chair has been compromised, but there is no evidence of the astronomical US dollar amounts he is rumored to have received from the president-elect. The extremely wealthy Tinubu is himself known to be an enthusiastic participant in the art of compromising. Some Nigerians call him a drug baron because in 1993 he forfeited to the United States government $460,000 of his income that a Chicago court determined to be proceeds from heroin trafficking. Tinubu has strongly denied all charges of corruption.